Now, I'm just gonna be going over the top 5 most overpowered guns. I will actually do overpowered rigs, and definitely this is gonna be one of them. For if you don't know what this does, is, well, if you've played Infinite Warfare, you've used it. But first, I'm gonna get the first 3 things out of the way. So one thing I want to ask is, or like, if any of you who watch my videos play COD, and then like you follow one of the guys, like one of the developers of the game, of the games, on Twitter, ask him these 2 questions. Can the next COD be matched up with people with a similar KD ratio to yours? Because then you're never too bad, but you're never too good. So that way, as you say, like, oh, we're gonna stop this crypto key method, so don't be that guy. Most things don't really do that much. It's like when you level up a gun, it does better. It's not like, oh yeah, I got a legendary out of a loot crate or something, or supply drop, or whatever you want to call it. And like, that just gives you a few perks specific to that gun. It's not really overpowering. And it's just like for people who like might just make an account, and this is just to prove these are the originals. So that's like the first 5, yeah. And the raw, you might question why this one's on the list. Well, you'll see why once I use it. But so, and also, can you make an Infinite Warfare 2 and 3? You might be questioning, why is that? Well, here's the thing: the future games people still like. Okay, they're a lot more like better for people who don't play tactical. You know, they just like to play the arcade style. Which now if you don't know what arcade style means, it's like the future ones. You know, you have things that you can't do, so you can kind of bend the laws a bit. But here's the thing: this game got future right. Ghosts, and sorta did, but it's kind of like trying to mix Modern Warfare with like some future game. Advanced Warfare, I don't know how good that did, but I think again they tried to mix too much Modern Warfare into the future part. You know, like add futuristic things, but you know, tie it up with modern day stuff. Saying I'd say the same with Black Ops 3, but that one got pretty close. Just not. I think it just replicated a bit too much of Black Ops 2 to be its own thing. Cause like I remember seeing like some guy like trolling a kid on Black Ops 2, and it was like the same Nuketown map just without the futuristic for Black Ops 2. But I think the reason they should do that is they got future right with this game, and I think anybody who likes the future games should really play these because they're pretty good on the future style. Now, I think if you're a true COD fan, you don't care if it's boots to the ground or future. Now, I would get if you get annoyed that there's 3 of the future in a row, but if they just kind of like did an off and on, you know, like they got a boots to the ground one year, and then the next year it's like, you know, all sci-fi and science fantasy and fiction and all that stuff, you know. That's something that would be good. And also an announcement to people who might like not watch a video because it doesn't have a thumbnail. First of all, if it's a live stream, I can't really throw a thumbnail in there because like I'm not using any software. I'm just using the PS4, so I can't really edit the thumbnail. It'll just put up a thumbnail from some clip or screenshot of the game that just took and decided to put as the thumbnail. So don't really think of that. And also, I can't really like edit a thumbnail. Now when I'm uploading a video on a computer, I can add in a thumbnail, but like I'd have to get something to make a thumbnail, and I can do that, but I'd have to ask my dad because he knows all that stuff about tech. So if he does see this video, most likely he won't, so I'll just ask him about it on Instagram. But yeah, if he does see this video, you know, tell me what would be good for that. Now, if any of you might know, probably not though, because this is a gaming channel, not a tech channel, but some might know. And also, this is definitely something like the COD stuff. I would be talking to my mom's boyfriend, because he is a COD player. My mom, she's not an FPS type of person. She's more into like RPGs and stuff, as she does like Bethesda's games, and you know they make a lot of RPGs. Now, first on the list, at number 5 is going to be the MV4. Now, I know I said that was like number 1 in assault rifles, but if I was just going to go for like best guns in all of Infinite Warfare, this one's going to be at 5. Now, I do have quick draw, foregrip, and stock on this, so yeah, if it seems like it's not the way it is normally, well, guess what? This is perfect for anybody who's new to FPS, as it has legit no freaking recoil, and since you can get foregrip really, oh crap, I didn't put any bots on, but like legit no recoil. Well, since most of the bodies of people in this game will be pretty similar to like a capacity, that is basically no recoil right there. Now, the reason this one be number 1 on the list is its recoil is so low you can't notice it, but it's number 5, I think. Yeah, number 5. But the reason it's not like higher on the list, and if you're thinking it'd be like a top 10, well, first of all, I have not used that many guns. Now, this, if you question why this is on the list, let's look at its freaking fire rate. It's 97. That's almost a max fire rate. You're not telling me that's not a good gun. And it's also another gun you get pretty early in the game. Now, the reason I set him to recruit is just to show you how quickly. Hold on. Yeah, I need to like kind of adjust the game rules and stuff before like, you know, doing anything. Because, you know, I don't want this video to go on for too long. And if any of you, you know, just forget that. Like, because I don't think any of those people who watch like my friend's channel, he's got like about 300 subscribers. I don't know what his channel is, he hasn't told me yet, but I don't know, I'll ask him about that tomorrow. Now, this gun, yeah, I have used it before, I can just tell by looking at this. Now, the reason I don't have any scopes is so that way if any of you have a scope, or like want to know what the scope's like on the gun originally, and you don't usually like using scopes because you want to put like a better attachment on the thing, then this is definitely a good thing to use. But like, you can see how fast the fire rate is, and once I get like a final kill, you can see how many hits it actually takes. Because like, bro, once you look at that, you're just thinking I'm just basically taking them out in like a few shots. Like, that felt like 2 shots maybe. I do have dexterity on. But you should be able to see now how many shots it actually took. Took 4 shots, you know, with no FMJ or hollow point. But that's how fast it shoots.
Mission accomplished.
Shoots like NV4 in slow motion. That's how fast it freaking shoots. And I do have like a bunch of video clips of like COD gameplays that I usually do. It's mainly just like me practicing like with guns, you know, or trying to find out should I use a gun, should I not, or just messing around. And number 3 on this list, or that was number 4. This is gonna be number 3, yeah. Is the K-Bar 32. Now the reason is this thing has probably some of the higher damage in the game. And if you add like FMJ and hollow point, you're basically just mowing down enemies in a few shots. But the main thing about this thing is it's got 68 base damage, so it's better than the MV4 in that degree. And also, now there is no thing where you can make it like faster in shooting, but I think it's already fast in shooting anyway. Now with an MV4, like I would totally put faster shooting on that. And oh yeah, it also has like basically a built-in ELO scope for any of you who didn't know. And basically, if you don't know what an ELO is, for those of you who don't play COD or like have not really, I don't think it's in Black Ops 3. It might be, but I don't think it is. So yeah, I got like 4 kills with that, or 3 actually. Yeah, but that was 3 kills right there. Hey, buddy. Aw, crap. He had a... No, that's not a Rack 9. A Rack 9 is like the white version without the thing on top. While he's not looking. But the ELO scope is basically the thing with like the floating dot or plus or whatever. I don't know what it is because I usually like put something on the scope to make it like a dot or a plus, a tiny plus usually. I usually go for a dot because the dot's easier to see through. Because like, you know, that dot just means that's where you're going to shoot. So, yeah, and also for any of you who might just be new to the game and just want to try to use score streaks, kind of get up your kills, this is definitely a character to use, but I think you'll have to level up a bit. Yeah, this is the second trait, which I think this should be, because this is overpowered. I'm just going to let you try to pause the video just to read that. Number 4 is the Mactive. Now, as you can clearly see right here, there's no freaking added on damage attachments. Now, for those of you who just want accuracy attachments, that's fine. But I would recommend it on guns that usually don't that shoot fast, or ones that already do a high enough amount of damage. Now, if it's like 60 damage like the MV4 does, well, here's the thing, it's already pretty accurate, so you might as well just like slap stock and quick draw, then put like maybe one damaging thing, add it up to a 67, just like one under the base damage of the K-Bar 32. But now if you don't know why the Mactive, now you will have to prestige in game to get this, but most of you really good COD players can do that. I just wish like I could be paired with people with a similar KD I have. Now obviously I don't have like a 2-point KD or anything like that. I don't have like an amazing KD or something like that, but mainly like my friend said he was getting good at like Modern Warfare, because yeah, he said he was getting good. He ain't getting good, because guess what? I beat him with like a 2-point KD. Now, that was just on the one game, obviously. I didn't have a 2-point KD in the game, because I didn't play online that much. I mainly just like did 1v1s with him just for fun, like on like after school and stuff. You know, that type of thing. Now, you might have seen some of the videos I did of that, but like, look at this, 4 hits. It's not too bad, and if you put enough stuff, like things on there, you can pretty much just wreck through people in seconds. Don't need to worry about it. And also, if you want to know how that banner's gotten, I think it's like destroy a few scarabs. Now, usually how I do this is, I think they might have upgraded it from one guy's video that I saw. But if you go into like the red perks, now usually these are the weaker ones, you got Engineer. Now, obviously it says it counters these things. Well, that's because these things will be delayed by this perk. But detect enemy equipment and score streaks through walls and delay activation of enemy mines. So basically these 3 things can be delayed or something like that with Engineer. But the reason I use this, and if you question why I'd use this, is because of the detect enemy equipment. Now if you know there's an enemy scarab, you can get away from it, instead of losing a point for your team, or losing some score streak points if you're not using like persistence with the warfighter. Yeah, so it's pretty good. Most people would say not, because like they'd rather have something else. But last, number 1 is the Raw. Well, I shouldn't have put these in an order, but like if I were to put them in a particular order, 5 would be the MV4. But this is not in a particular order. Now the Raw is like, you can see it's a pretty decent base scope. Now, it's not that fast of a gun, but it takes like 4 shots. Add a few things onto that, you're just wrecking people. See that guy at the Raw. Now the Raw is an LMG, so I would recommend using the Merc rig, which basically has a man-at-arms perk. You get full ammo. But basically you get like full ammo with a but you'll get full ammo, and you won't you'll be basically running with a combat knife with any weapon. So for those of you who are just good at the game in general and don't need the help from the warfighter with score streaks. Yeah, but also, oh wait, actually I should have put +4 in the title, but can you also ask if any of you like follow the dudes who make COD on Twitter, can you please ask them to refix the score streaks? Because here's the problem with the score streaks now. Before, that was 700. Scorchers were 8, that was 850. But like, bro, a 700 for a Scarab. First of all, if they're charging down an open area, they can be easily shot. UAV, 800. All that does is detect people on a minimap for like 5 seconds before it goes away and then does that again. An advanced UAV, that should be worth probably a few thousand. Not that many though. But like 28 kills for that. Frickin' really? In Modern Warfare you get like 5-6 kills, you get the same thing. Or not the same thing, but a similar thing. And you telling me that thing is worth 56 kills? That's more than half a team deathmatch. Like, frickin' no. I am not getting 56 kills for that. And this thing ain't even that good. That thing could probably get you 16, 20 kills, and it's like 56 to get it. Shock Sentry, that's 40, 46, 50, 52. Ooh. Again, like this, like an advanced UAV is half a team deathmatch. 62. I don't even know, like a remote anti-personal weapon with heavy arm. So basically, this is a Gatling gun. Like basically, it's this thing, but with more armor. It's this thing with more armor. Okay, and this thing ain't even that good. The Vulture. I don't even know if they have like a hater equivalent. You got a drone package. That's 8.5 kills. That was this. That was this. You need to fix that. Raven and Activision, since they both worked on this game, as you can see from like the title once you load up the game if you let it pass. But like whoever does that, I know this wasn't like this because I played this before the update happened. It was a pretty recent update. I think it happened like sometime in January or December. And this is February, so it was like 2 months ago. But I think that's kind of like this thing. Like if you can get basically this thing, but some of your teammates can also control it, for 16 in Black Ops 3, it should be the frickin' same in Infinite Warfare. That's probably why people don't like this game now. Or if they did like the game in the first place, they don't like it as much now. Cause like, bro, you have to frickin' carry your team to be able to get something like this. It's not worth getting that. And the only time I've actually used things this high on kill streaks is because I've played against bots as only me, only myself. That's it. No one else helped with that. Basically, what I'm saying right now to you is I freaking only had myself on a team to freaking beat out a whole team of recruit bots just to freaking see one score streak. One score streak. That's like half a team deathmatch. Bro, you need to like fix it. Like, cause there's no way anybody's getting that many kills in one game without being able to carry your team. Now, if you're like just that one guy who usually gets stuck with the worst team ever, that's fine. Okay, that's fine if you're freaking and okay with these things. I'm not okay with this because, like, a Trinity rocket, most of the time you can't even freaking hit a dude with this. Unless it's like on a really open map, then this is useless. 22 kills for it. That's more than a mothership on Black Ops 3, and if they did fix it to the point where people can't even get in the thing that isn't you, like only you can get in the thing, or if it's like an automatic thing now, this. Now, I would say if you've known how this thing works, then if you know how this thing works, yeah, it is a bit more overpowered. But I mean, it goes on one straight line, and a majority of the time you can get like 2 kills with this thing. It's not worth 28. Bombardment, 35. Are you freaking kidding me? No. You, like, if you put, like, maybe this type of score on, like, OBJ, like, type stuff, I'm gonna just call that objective, because I just, like, you might as well just call it objective, because, like, but if you're gonna play, like, the objective, then if it adds more to the score of doing that, then you can put a higher score on it. But you basically just put, like, objective type score on freaking things that are more than a high 16 kill streak. Okay, imagine this. So that's 7 kills. Usually that's like, I don't even know. I think that's like that was originally like 2 or 3 kills. So get 2 or 3 kills without dying, you get a scarab. That's not that much, of course. 8 kills for a UAV. That's kind of reasonable because a UAV ain't that much, doesn't do that much. And like, unless you really always use the mini-map. Now, I usually don't. Unless you're always using this is pointless. I don't even know what this does. It'll deliver you a random carrot package. And it's worth 8.5 kills. Counter UAV, 13. All that does is you can't see through the mini-map with that. That was like, oh, you put up a UAV, that thing will counter that, and most people, like, I bet you most people quit the game, and now it went from 47.6% of the COD community, which it should have been like 80, or at least like 70, just like somewhere above 50, okay, to probably 35% now, just because of these over-the-top score streaks. 62, you're basically carrying your team if you get this thing. I've actually seen this thing in action before this freaking happened. Like, I've only seen scarabs and UAVs, and like maybe 1 or 2 counter UAVs. I've seen like a drone package, but like I'm only seeing this stuff, and then like once I've seen this. Like the over top of these kill streaks, you freaking need to fix this. It was already fixed. It was good. They fixed what was broke. That's probably why Activision's terrible now. Now, they did make the original, like, Winter Crash and all that stuff, and all, like, COD 4 and all that stuff. I don't even know what COD 4 even freaking means. Like, I know there was no, like, Call of Duty 4. Like, if it was, like, if you mean, like, Modern Warfare, just say Modern Warfare. Don't say COD 4, because I don't know what the frick you're talking about. Because, obviously, I'm not that old. Just telling by my voice, I'm not like some 25-year-old who frickin' knows all the CODs. I only know like Infinite Warfare, Black Ops 3, Black Ops 1 through 3, Advanced, Ghosts, what else? Modern, World War 2, and whatever, and then like the Modern Warfares, as like I've seen some of them. That's basically most of the CODs I know. Well, some of the earlier ones that some people probably even don't know. But here's why I think this is stupid, that they need to fix this, because that will probably like lure more people in. And if you want people to actually like this game, just freaking leave it the way it is. Because you basically just made people dislike the game more, and now people are going to pay less money for this. But I bet you a majority of the people who watch this video right now, or like, basically, a majority of you people watching this video right now probably just heard that this was a bad game from somebody who just doesn't like future games, and then just assume that. Now, I preferred it when I was just finding kids camping in a corner with like assault rifles. Now I'm like finding people using assault rifles for like a proper use, as they actually use them for assault. I did not pay $100 for that, okay? I had a season pass because I got this as a PlayStation bonus. So it just gave me that skin. So don't think I spent like $100 on that. I'm not that crazy. Don't get mad at me. Those of you who might be Swedish, I just like thought, that's a cool looking skin. The reason I did choose that though is just look at that fire rate. Bro, that's more than the Mactive, and you don't even need the Prestige for that. I think the Mactive might do more damage. Its damage is 62. That's more than the MV4, might I add. And then this thing does 58. So, yeah, the Mactive is... I guess it'd be like finishing people off a bit quicker. I don't know. Oh, but you can just melt through people if you got like the right attachments and stuff. But, again, I'm just telling you right now, if you are going to get this game, help me just, you know what, I'll do something right now. If any of you know my Instagram, titanium_creep, no caps in there. If you know how I actually spell it, it's, TITANIOM. Somebody sent me some. Oh, yeah, it's my friend, he's figuring out Blender, that's what he's telling me, because, like, he wants to edit and stuff. I should just like send him my dad's like Instagram, and then he'll just and then my dad can tell him stuff. Get out of here, Jacksepticeye. This is what I'm gonna do. Alright, hold on. Zoom in. We need to fix this. I know not too many people play Infinite Warfare, but freaking look at this. Look at these outrageous score streaks. 13 kills for a counter UAV, 35 for a bombardment. That's not worth it. Heck, this thing could probably get you like 1 to 2 kills, and it's worth 22. Who? Also, this game got future right. Okay, don't say Black Ops 3 did, don't say Ghost did, because, like, obviously those ones try to mix too much modern into it. But, hashtag fix Infinite Warfare score streaks. There, done. So, unless you don't know what that was, I just, it's still sending, but basically what I just posted is, as you probably heard, you need to freaking fix the IW score streaks. Infinite Warfare score streaks, okay? No matter how good they might, no matter how overpowered the warfighter is, it doesn't freaking matter. Like, nobody's getting 35. I've got, like, I think the most I've gotten was like 27, and that was because my team sucked. Like, it was like, I think this is how it was. I think it was like, I had like a .4 something KD. Then the rest of my team had like .3 to .2. The other team had like 1 point to 2 points. Okay? That's how high their KD was. And I freaking got like 2012 on that game. And obviously for most of you over the top COD players, would know that that's pretty good. Actually, since I feel like it, we're going to go for an overpowered rig payload. Odes and traits. Now, again, keep this in mind. This is only for any of you who might want to try this stuff and all that stuff. Now, one I find pretty good for people who have some good score streaks, but they're not really good at staying alive. They mainly get lots of kills, but it's almost completely the same as their deaths. That's probably why my KD's so low. I get lots of kills, but like it balances out with deaths, because I usually do something stupid. Okay, so that's why this is pretty good. I can get probably like 2 kills total without dying. This is good. Resupply. That's if, like, I don't even think you'd need this, because a scavenger perk would do like the exact same thing. But if you have a better perk in mind, then you can use that and it'll do the same thing. Now the claw. Now obviously this thing, I think you can probably get about a pretty good kill streak actually with this thing. But this would be better as it's running, you can get double kill streak points. Now, obviously, combining this with persistence would be kind of overpowered, but still, 22 kills. I mean, come on, that's about a quarter, or like that's probably 1/4 of a deathmatch. And unless like your team's losing badly, then more than likely you're not getting that 22. Grants a temporary speed surge. That's good for escapes, but I'd say this is probably the best one for people really who need score streaks. This though, if you're just like good at getting kills, but it's evened out with deaths, persistence, kind of like with me. Now, if you usually use LMGs, this is your perk. Now you got infusion, regenerates health faster. That's good for LMG users because you can just hide behind a wall. 3 seconds later, health fully healed. Turn around the corner, keep shooting. Shockwave. That's pretty good for those of you who usually like to trick people with like exo jumping and stuff. That's one of the perks of like the arcade version. Bullet charge, charge forward, leveling all enemies in your path. This I would use against in like a small proximity map, you know. Reactive armor, basically. This protects you against all forms of damage, as said. Man-at-Arms, obviously this one, just start with maximum ammo and weapons no longer slow default movement. But yeah, like those are some pretty good ones. Now, I don't think I went over this guy's first one. So, ping. Kills and assist, activate a minimap ping that, okay, yeah, that's pretty good for those of you who rely heavily on the minimap. But a majority of the time, if somebody's shooting a gun, that's when you're going to be most worried. Rewind is definitely one of my favorites, especially since this guy's best with shotguns. Now, the equalizer is going to be the first one you get, but that one's pretty good too, because it's basically like having like two really like 2 of the fastest SMG I showed you, like that really fast SMG I showed you. Basically, have 2 of those for your hands. Reaper, that's decent, but it's not like the best, you know. Combat burst, I really don't use this, but after each kill, gain a brief boost of movement speed. Now that's good for getting around the map, or like getting away from like the crime scene, if you want to call it. Proof thrusters, I think this is good for those of you again who use exo jump a lot, but the also does damage to enemy players. I don't really think that's that important because you're not gonna be jumping over people that much unless you again do have shotguns. Rush down. Execute a quick move in any direction by pressing that down. Now that is actually pretty useful for like if you're in a gunfight and you just dodge out the way. They're like, what the heck happened? You just dodged out the way. FTL. Oh, I loved this guy when I first got him. Because the eraser, it's just a one-shot kill. FTL jump. Burst. That moves you a short distance forward. Now that is pretty good for tricking your enemies, but this is better as you basically invisible, like you're not even on the same plane of existence as your enemies, because you can't see them, but they also can't see you. But that's good because like you can just get right in somebody's face. This is probably your best perk for somebody who's like a assault player, you know, not like the guy like sniping in a corner, but that's also good if you're sniping. Basically your HUD pulses yellow, and it's like a bright yellow, you know, it's in your face, and it's not like small like rims around the edge of your screen. It's like big rims circling your screen, so you pretty much know to jump out the way before like they would even know. Supercharge kills drop payload cooldown packs for your team, so that's more of a support thing. Power slide, gain increased sliding distance. Now, if you are using a shotgun, that's good because you can just slide, and most people can't really shoot you and follow a slide. Now, people can shoot down at somebody like lying on the ground because they didn't really move too far. But like if you're sliding along the ground, they're gonna have to follow you, and more likely they'll just be like shooting your little toes as you're or shooting like the top of your head, not your toes, because you don't like slide like going down like one of them slippy slides. That would be amazing. But no, you just like slide like normal. But nah, that's pretty good for like if you use shotguns. Perception though is probably the best one for those of you who play usually assault. And then the eraser, and it's probably just one of my favorites, as like you can just go boom, they're dead. So this is, and since this is like the first one you unlock, I think you unlock it like 20, 25, something like that. You unlock it pretty early, so pretty much good when it comes to using this thing. And the head I got from the quartermaster, just so you know. I just matched it with something that would make it look nice. Next we got the striker. Now this is definitely one if you need just to get an extra kill. Now these two are more of like a team helping thing. I might actually start, like once I unlock this, I might actually start using that, but basically this is just a turret you can place down, and any enemy in the proximity of its sight will be shot. So if you put it in like the middle of a room with two sides, most likely the enemy will get shot if they enter that room. This though is a bit better, as you can just plop it in a corner where it's pretty much unnoticeable, and it's basically just like shocking enemies as they're walking past it. But if you just want to get that extra few kills, this is probably it, because for those of you who don't know, I will show you. Yeah, I'll just put that on there, but hold on, I'll just like use like the nunchucks. The nunchuck loadout. But just to educate you on what the gravity vortex gun will do. Now, most of you probably have not played this game yet. I don't even think there is a black hole projector or gravity vortex gun in BO3. So, for any of you who've played that, yeah, you probably don't even know what the heck this is gonna do. Now, for those of you who've played this game or seen gameplay of this game, would probably know. He's got the fist pump. Before he had like the peak where he basically just covers your whole screen, just peeks out like that, just like middle of his fingers. I won't upload this weekend because I'm gonna be in Tazwell, but usually I don't upload that frequently, not like once a day. But basically that just sucks people into it. Aw, dang it, he had a banshee. But yeah, basically that's what it does. You throw it, somebody gets sucked into it. See, that's how the final kill was. But watch it. See that? Just sucks people right in. That's even more perfect, just to show you how that works. Is it'll suck people in. Now, obviously they can't escape, but usually it'll only work if they just really know what the heck they're doing. Obviously, because like that's probably most likely how they'll escape it. I have escaped it plenty of times, but like but here's the thing though, you can directly fire this at somebody, and if they're not paying any attention, they will just be straight up sucked into it. Now if it's like probably about like 2-3 feet away from you, you can probably just avoid it, but if you're exposed, you're basically just gonna get killed. You do unlock this pretty late, but this guy you do unlock before that, so Basically, you get a better version just with this guy, and heck, you don't even need to wait to die. Now, hardened, I don't know why I use that. Just place equipment will increase protection from it, yeah. Trophy drone. Now, most people who are good, and once you get this rig, most people will be better, and they won't use grenades as much. So this is basically kind of useless unless you usually play against like people who use grenades. Basically what this does, any incoming grenade is destroyed. Relay, placed equipment will alert the player of nearby enemies. Now, this is more of an equipment used character, as like if you look at his first look, mechanic. That's his first thing. Okay, and like field work, utility, Europa, don't know what that means. Engineer. Then you got like your solar, your diamond, your black sky, your gold. Well, you know, you got all that. I got this plated blood work. That actually matches that a lot better. But I just like this one because it's shiny. But I'll use that because it matches. And matching just to me just looks better. I don't have too many of these. But I do have the what? What did you just do? Now I only just unlocked this guy in multiplayer because he's like a level 37 unlock. So I just hope that prestiging does not like erase all of your like leveled unlock stuff. So I got ballista EM3. You know, basically combine a shotgun, a sniper, boom, this thing. Pulsar, advanced EM sensor allows you to visualize enemy positions. Good for snipers. Active camo. If you just want to crawl up behind somebody, stab them in the back, then they most likely won't see you unless they actually take a good look. Mark target. Damaging an enemy with gunfire will mark them for death. Here's the thing. You can do this with pinpoint, but most likely that's not really as good as like hardened or something. Heightened senses. Audio. Basically, this is eavesdrop from Modern Warfare, if you don't know what that is. Basically, you can hear enemy footsteps and all that stuff a lot better. Basically, your hearing's not completely damaged from gunshots. So, yeah. And, like, that is what they used to be. You see, 750, 850, 1450. But, like, what? Did they just fix that or something? Yeah, see, this thing used to be 15. Then they changed it to like 40 or something. Alright, no. Let's wait. Hold up. Hold the frick up. Hold up. Guys, I just found out why it's like this. I got so mad at this because I'm like, no frickin' way. No frickin' way. That ain't worth it. My previous post. If you know my previous post, I was complaining about this. I am still mad about it, as this is kind of overpowered, or like kind of over the top, like 56. But here's the thing. Oh, hold on. It's only with the Warfighter. It's only with this guy. I'll show you why. If any of you play COD. This trait, disable the reset of score streaks. Then, this thing, double score streak. That's kind of still overpowered, but it's too much for the kills you have to get with this guy. So, kind of fix that still, but yeah. I'll put the same hashtag, fix War fighter score streak. Because I was thinking, yeah, but that would be a bit too much for like everybody. Here's the thing, it doesn't apply to each and everything. It only applies to this guy, which is a problem. Cause like, bruh, watch this. Alright, so I switched to like, FTL. You got this. Like, that was a 450. You know, that's easy. That's easy enough if you're pretty good. That, no problem. Not much of a problem anyway. Then like the highest was 15. Like, and then you got BO3 stuff. That's higher than that. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Hold on. When you go to this guy, all this does is it disables the resets. Basically what that means is if you just get like 20 kills in one game, but you have like 20 deaths, it just doesn't reset that. That's all it does. Like, yeah, keep them a bit higher, but keep them like at least like, I don't know, 1 kill higher, 1.5. Not like twice it. Like, that was a 450, 700, 800, 850. Okay, yeah, these are more reasonable. Because, like, you just need to get 7 kills, 8 kills, 8.5 kills, 13 kills. Yeah, but, like, no way is it worth, like, 40? No. Unless you're, like, really good, that's reasonable. Okay? This thing is a 1550, now it's a 62. The reason this is annoying is because of this, how high the score streak is. Just because you legit just don't get it reset. That doesn't mean that you're that overpowered, okay? And if you usually play with, I don't know, people that are good at the game, or play against people that are good at the game, most likely, if you're not that good at the game, you're gonna be freaking terrible against them, okay? Just, I can see it now, they're just gonna be terrible. Don't deny it. And like to end the video, I'll just like do a pistol loadout thing, and for your entertainment. But like, bro, you don't freaking make it that high, okay? Most people can barely even make it to that. I think like the most I probably got was close to 30, like 25, something like that. So probably a bit higher, 27 I think actually was probably the highest I've ever gotten in one game. Okay, that's probably enough to get one of the higher kill streaks. Now obviously you could have gotten like the top kill streak before the game was over. That was like around the end of the game when I usually got that, and that was usually when I had a team that sucked and legit nobody was doing good except like I was just overpowered or something. I don't know, I got like a few video clips. I'm not gonna upload them, but like I got a few video clips of them. Now if I could like show them, I think I can to you guys. But like I was just like carrying the freaking team at this point. As like I was just doing twice as good. Cause like I just knew what I was doing, but at the same time, like it was against people that were like twice us in this game. I will get this kill. Dang it. I even fired the gun. That's a bit close enough. Like, just look at this. See this guy just poke out around the corner.
Brilliant. Submitting mission data to headquarters.
But here's the thing, though. I mean, I can get behind, like, making those a bit higher. But legit, I haven't even gotten to 56 in a game. Like, for Call of Duty veterans, that's fine. And that's, like, no problem, especially if their team sucks. But if it's frickin' just like, I don't know. Oh, somebody's got a .4 KD, like myself. Now, not bragging or anything, as that's probably terrible. Majority of you probably don't know that. Or if you don't play COD, you don't know that, at the very least. But here's, like, the thing, though, that I'm mad about, is that they make it just for the warfighter, because he's got two things that up score streaks. Now, first of all, Eternity Rocket being 22 kills. That I could probably get by about the end of a game on a suckish team. Where the other team's like 90. We're like 30 by this point. And I got like 20 of those kills. That's usually when I can get stuff like this. When my team's actually good, I could probably get like, oh, I don't know, maybe one of these three. Just kidding. I usually get about like 13 to 12 kills. Nah, yeah, I actually usually do get like 7, 8, maybe 8, 50, 8.5, depending on assists. But like, bro, 62. Just no, okay? They need to fix stuff like that. Where it's just like too much, that's its problem. It's not the problem of, oh, yeah, like, we get it. This is supposed to be like this. Now, I know what you were frickin' doing, man. You didn't want to frickin' have these people overpowered because they have, oh, I don't know, a frickin' score streak. But you can automatically just tell why I'm mad right at this. Now, I did like prestige this, so that's why it's level 6. And why I have dog tags on it. You know, I'm trying to prestige this. I will eventually. And then I am the same with this. I'm using the extra XP. I just need to get like one more thing. So yeah, this will be prestiged not too long, I don't think. I've only gotten like to Arctic Tech, which is like 150 kills with this weapon. But yeah, that's still something to be like somewhat proud of. But here's the thing, guys. If you don't get like the point of this, basically I just think it's kind of stupid that you'll make score streaks over the top high for people who are using that. Now, if you're like really good at the game and you can get like a score streak and can get like 56 kills, that's fine. Frickin' go ahead, make it that high. I don't care by that point. But if you're frickin' making something like this, 14 kills in a row, higher, high as like 55, then you're frickin' just insane. I mean, at least like you could probably up it by 2 kills maybe, and people would be fine. Like this, up by 2 kills would be 6, so it wouldn't be much of a difference. But people can get like pretty much like a few like as much as kills as this. But these should not be like, oh, 20 kills. Not that many people are that good. And most people that would be using this don't really require that much of support from that. More likely than not, they're going to be using stuff like this. This guy. Now, let me just see. If I took off perception, yeah, it turns the score streak back down. But if I put that on, keeps it down. That's the problem. Put on this, it like quadruples the score streaks. Fix that. Alright, that's going to be the end of my complaining of this, but if you agree with my, like, annoyance from this, leave a like or something, I don't know. Just freaking support the video of some degree. Like, just write a comment saying, I agree, if you agree. But, see you guys later.